Hey everybody, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com, and thanks as always for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. In today's video, I'm going to give you an overview of the My French Press by Caféjo. This is a real cool single serve option for making your own coffee that allows you to, without any machine, without a single serve coffee machine, make single serve coffee. And so we're going to show you what's in the box, of course, the operation, just talk a little bit about this cool coffee accessory for your at-home coffee shop. So let's dive right in, talk about the My French Press by Caféjo. All right, everyone, so this is the first non-electric coffee maker which allows you to make use of K-cups. And this is something that's brand new and I think a really great way to make a great cup of coffee. Let's talk about what's in the box. Here's the box for the My French Press. And inside you're going to find everything that I have in front of me here except for, of course, my handy Bodum double-walled mug that I've got. So when you open this up, you're going to find that you get 3 different K-cups to get you started with the unit. You're going to find a lot of different instructions right here. They're all printed on these small pieces of paper and they fold out, tell you how to brew different types of beverages using the My French Press. You're going to find the My French Press body itself. You have this blue pitcher right here, and Caféjo recommends, they say that you should put water into this and then heat it up in the blue pitcher, only the blue pitcher, in order to get your water hot for brewing. And that's one way you could do it. You could also just make your own hot water like we're going to be doing here. Pour that into the next part of the My French Press. This is the actual brew cylinder, and this is where your water is going to sit and actually be pushed through your K-cup or whatever other type of coffee you might be brewing. Then you're going to have the receive pitcher right here. This has a little pour spout on it, which is great so that you can just simply pour out your brewed coffee. You're also going to find a few different adapters for brewing coffee, and the first one I'll show you is the K-cup adapter. This is very much like the K-cup adapters that we see in K-cup machines because this actually has a needle inside of it for puncturing a K-cup. You also have a cylinder for making your own ground coffee. Now all of these cylinders go inside of that K-cup cylinder. So it's a lot like using a brew your own option in a Keurig K-cup machine. And then finally you have a pod adapter, and this is for making coffee or tea using any kind of ground coffee or tea that's in a pod of some kind. So we'll show you how to make use of all these in just a moment. That's everything that comes inside of the box, pretty straightforward. And I've found that it's very easy to use, makes a great cup of coffee. So let's dive in and show you how we can make some beverages using the My French Press. I'm going to show you how to use the 3 different brew options using the My French Press. And we'll start using the K-cup option because I think that's the one everyone's going to be pretty interested in. We're going to take the K-cup adapter for the My French Press. And we're going to choose a K-cup. I'm using one of the ones that came with the kit right here. And you just want to take this and then push it down onto that needle that is inside of the adapter, and it'll puncture it. It'll lose some of the pressure inside of the K-cup. Now we're going to put this adapter onto the bottom of the water cylinder. Now that water cylinder also has another sharp apparatus here that's going to puncture the top of the K-cup. So you just want to press this on a little bit and then turn it tightly on. It's going to lock into place. It's not going to go anywhere. Now that we've done that, we're going to attach this to the receive pitcher right here. So we're just going to put the water cylinder on top of it, tighten it down. I like that everything really stays very well put together when you're making use of the My French Press. It really makes sure that there's no leaking. Now, if you were following the instructions that come with the My French Press, you probably would have heated water up inside of this pitcher. The blue pitcher does have measure lines on the side, so that's real useful. And they say very distinctly, only put the blue pitcher into the microwave. Everything else is not microwave safe, but this pitcher is. All this plastic is BPA free too, which is great, so you shouldn't get a lot of plastic flavor in your coffee. Now, in the case of how I'm going to be brewing, I'm just making use of a hot water kettle right here, and I'm just going to pour in as much water as I would like. You could also measure it using the blue pitcher. I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball how much I want to make right here. You want to leave yourself a little bit of room, of course, so that you don't brew too much. But you can see I'm already getting a little bit of dripping right there. And now all I'm going to do is take my blue pitcher, I'm going to put it into the water cylinder. I'm just going to start pushing down. Now, if you want to get a stronger brew, you want to push down a little bit and then wait, and then push a little bit and then wait. So you don't want to speed this along too long if you want to get a nice strong cup of coffee. Just take your time. It slides down very easily, I found. Caféjo says that if this pitcher does not slide very easily, you can just put a little bit of vegetable oil around the rubber seal that is on the bottom of the pitcher in order to make it slide a little more easily. And you can see, even when I'm done brewing, it actually sounds like a single-serve brewer. It actually aerates the coffee a little bit, which I think is really cool, because it gives you essentially what you would come to expect out of your average single-serve brewer. So that's our coffee right there. Now again, if you want to adjust the flavor and the intensity, just take a little bit more time in pushing that blue pitcher down. And there you go. That's a cup of coffee from the My French Press using a K-Cup. So cleanup is real simple after that. Just go ahead and remove the K-Cup adapter, and then you're just going to want to do away with that spent K-Cup. Now let's make use of the pod brewing adapter for the My French Press. This is also pretty easy to use. Now, I'm going to make use of a Senseo coffee pod right here. You could use pretty much any filter pod that you would like. What you want to do in order to do this is you want to sort of bunch that pod up a little bit. Just bunch it up into sort of a ball and then get it down and into the pod adapter. When you've got it down nice and tight in there, you're ready to brew. Drop that into the K-Cup adapter and then attach that to the bottom of the water cylinder. Now we're going to, of course, attach the water cylinder onto the receiving pitcher. Now, one thing I should mention before I start brewing here, when you're using a pod, you're probably going to find that you're going to pour the water in and it's going to start brewing almost immediately. There's not a lot of resistance with those pods, so I'll show you what that's going to look like, because you're basically going to want to act fast from pouring the water in and then starting to plunge it down. So we'll pour this in. And it's starting to brew already, but now we can sort of take our time. And once you start pushing, that pressure is going to start the brew process pretty quickly. But again, you can try to adjust how hard you push that in order to actually change the strength of your coffee. So if you wanted to wait, you could kind of pre-brew the coffee a little bit and then push again. And then you could wait and then push again. And there we go. Now, what I found is a good way to brew using a pod, using the My French Press, is to now remove the water cylinder, take the plunger and pitcher out, and now I'm going to actually pour my coffee back into my blue pitcher. And I'm going to repeat the brew process using the same coffee that I just brewed. And this should allow me to get a much stronger brew. So again, we're just going to take our time. And of course, this is all going to affect the strength of your coffee. I'm just going to go ahead and press this down fairly quickly for time's sake, of course, but you can take your time. That's a little bit stronger right there. You could repeat this if you wanted to. And of course, this depends on the type of brew that you're using in your own coffee pod, what type of coffee pods you happen to be making use of, and things like that. Now, of course, I've found that it's useful to just keep the whole apparatus together before you take it apart for pouring your coffee, because it just makes cleanup a little bit easier. And that's not a bad cup of coffee from a pod. You know, after a couple brew cycles, that actually comes out pretty strong. So I would say that that's probably the best way to use a pod, using the My French Press. Of course, you can adjust this as you see fit. And now I'll show you how we can brew our own ground coffee using the My French Press. I'm going to use this adapter here for being able to add your own ground coffee to the machine. We're just going to open up here and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of ground coffee. Again, you don't want to overfill this. This is very much like using your own, brew your own option for a Keurig machine or a single serve machine. Don't want to overfill, but add enough so that you know that you can hopefully get the best flavor out of your coffee. All right, now that we've done that, we're just going to lock the lid down here And you see, you want to be a little bit careful. You might lose some grounds out the top right there. Add this to, again, that K-cup adapter. Attach it to the water cylinder. Attach that to the receiving pitcher. And again, we'll measure out our water. And let's go ahead and pour this in. And you see the brew process is kind of already starting without us, so you want to catch up and just start plunging that water down. And of course that aerates the coffee a little bit. Now you could you could repeat my same trick there and just brew your coffee again through the My French Press in order to hopefully get the strongest brew that you've been looking for. I've found personally that K-cups seem to give the best possible first brew without having to repeat the process at all. So it really depends on the strength that you like your coffee to sit at. So you want to just keep that in mind, maybe use one of those tricks in order to rebrew the coffee and get the strongest brew out of the My French Press. But there you go. That is 3 cups of coffee using all 3 of the different brewing options for the My French Press. Now let's talk about pricing on the My French Press. This is retailing at the making of this video for about $39. You can shop around, of course. Make sure to visit us on Aromacup.com to find out ways that you could save money on this accessory and many others for your own at-home coffee shop. But $39, not too bad for an all-manual option that really lets you kind of dial in your own flavor and strength when it comes to the coffee that you're making. So the bottom line of this is that it is very versatile, allowing you to use K-cups, pods, and your own ground coffee, but very easy to use, easy to clean up, and also for being the first entry into the world of brewing your own K-cups and your own coffee without any machine. Very cool way to do it. So I hope that that's been useful to you guys. That is the My French Press from Caféjo. And of course, remember to visit us on Aromacup.com, find out more about single serve options. Like this video, share it, comment, and subscribe. We love talking to you guys here on Aromacup.com. As always, guys, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com, reminding you to enjoy your cup, and I'll see you next time. Take care.